Francisco, would you want to join us for the picture?
Dr. Gomez, please come on the stage. Thank you.
Just let me very briefly thank the IAPD for the opportunity to partner in this very important award program, the IAPD Colgate Bright Smiles, Bright Futures Award. It has been established to recognize initiatives that help improve oral health habits of children, to stimulate the development of innovative programs worldwide, and actually to facilitate information sharing and transfer. And I think this morning we have seen a great example on that. Actually, we share the same vision and goals, the IAPD and Colgate. It's all about partnering with government, profession, and community to support health and well-being of communities. So the BSBF, the Bright Smiles, Bright Futures, is the example of Colgate commitment. We have reached 800 million children worldwide so far, and we are striving for much more on health promotion and oral health education. So we are very pleased to have the opportunity to acknowledge these other oral health programs submitted by IAPD members with the IAPD Colgate BSBF Award 2015. The eligibility has actually been extended to existing and newly created programs in academic, clinical, and community-based settings serving children such as schools, health, and community centers. And they have been judged on impact, educational materials, and the presentation this morning by IAPD and One Colgate representatives. So the submissions have, as always, been amazing, and this year was no exception, and they are all really relevant and important, and all finalists, and of course the award winner, should be extremely proud of all their exceptional work. So give me a huge round of applause for the finalists and the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're nearly there. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our guest of honour this evening, Maureen Watt, Member of the Scottish Parliament, Minister of Public Health for Scotland, to formally open our Congress. We thought we had lost her on the M8 between Edinburgh and Glasgow, but fortunately, very fortunately, she's here to address us this evening.
Thank you very much, Richard, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The actual problem was getting out of Edinburgh. All the roads round about the Parliament, which is next to Holyrood Palace, were closed this evening because there's been a garden party on late this afternoon, and I think security is heightened, obviously, because of recent events, so it was very difficult to even get out of Edinburgh and on to the M8 this afternoon. Can I thank you all very much for inviting me to formally open this 25th Congress of the International Association of Pediatric Dentistry. I note that a review of the 24th Congress last year that said, save the dates for this one this year to be in a city and a country that will be a pleasure to visit. Well, I hope that those kind words will be proven correct in regards to your experience this week. And this time last year, Glasgow was gearing up. It was in the final stages of preparation for the Commonwealth Games, which was acclaimed to be the best ever. So perhaps this conference will be the best ever. I sincerely hope so, but I take this opportunity to say welcome to Scotland. I feel I should be saying that in several languages, but apparently there are delegates from over 40 countries, so that would take up the entire speech, I fear. I note that the theme of the Congress is the voice of the child, and as a country, we place great emphasis on our future generation. Last year, the Scottish Parliament passed the Children and Young People Act, and in it was designed to strengthen the rights of children and young people in Scotland by encouraging everyone to think about children's rights and keep them at the centre of any decisions we make which affect children. The Act has created new systems to support children and young people and to help identify any problems at an early stage rather than waiting till a child or young person reaches crisis point. By adhering to these principles of early intervention and prevention, we will help secure a widely held ambition for Scotland to be the best place in the world for children to grow up. Now, if I'd addressed this dentistry conference 10 years ago, I'd have not been able to say with any confidence that oral health in Scotland was in a good place, or that it showed any signs of improving in the future. However, today I can say that oral health in Scotland has never been better. When we consider children's oral health, I can say with pride that the landscape in Scotland is now changed and substantially improved. For example, as of spring of this year, almost 93% of children were registered with a dentist in Scotland. This in itself is a considerable achievement when we consider that only 67% of children were registered with a dentist in spring of 2007. In addition, the number of dentists working in the NHS has increased. Under this government, the numbers have gone up by 30%. This means that very nearly 700 more dentists are providing NHS services now. And I'd like to make specific mention of the Scottish Government's Child Smile programme, in dental practices, nurseries and schools. Child Smile places clinical prevention at the heart of children's dentistry and aims to establish a solid foundation of good oral and dental health from birth, which will contribute to improved dental health for Scots throughout their life. I myself saw this in practice when I visited a school in the northeast of Scotland. The evidence from our annual surveys of the dental health of school children has shown a sustained improvement in dental decay rates in primary 1 to 7 children. The most recent figures show that in 2014, the proportion of primary 1 children with no obvious decay experience had increased to 68%, compared with 54% in 2006. Similarly, in 2013, NDIP reported that nationally 73% of children in primary 7 had no obvious decay experience, with the equivalent figure in 2007 being 59%. I think I can safely state that the Child Smile programme of toothbrushing and fluoride varnish application is an exemplar programme in shifting the focus of dental care from restoration to prevention. Accompanying me today is Scotland's Chief Dental Officer, Margie Taylor, who tells me that one time it was far more common for children to be referred for general anaesthetics for multiple extractions. The numbers are now falling, but this is still a significant event for any child and his or her parents. It is a cause of loss of time from the child for school and work for the parent, and as we know, not without risk. Ensuring that those figures continue to reduce must surely be one of our most important aims. We also realise that there are still oral health inequalities across Scotland, with children living in the most deprived areas having more dental decay. That is why we are continuing to invest in children's dental health. Finally, I think it's appropriate at this international conference that I mention our Child Smile programme has attracted considerable interest from other parts of the UK and Europe. Margie attends meetings of the European Councils of Chief Dental Officers, and she's often asked about how our Child Smile programme is progressing. So I'm very proud that the Child Smile programme is attracting interest from countries beyond Europe, including New Zealand and Malaysia. And something tells me that that level of international interest might just increase following this conference. So my very best wishes for the next 3 days, and I look forward to hearing confirmation that the 25th Congress of the International Association of Pediatric Dentistry has been a great success, and I formally declare the conference open. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much indeed, Minister. Before we close, we would, of course, like to acknowledge all our other sponsors, some of whom are on the board behind me. These are very difficult financial times, and it has been difficult, understandably, to get financial commitments from companies to help us with this Congress. But gradually we have managed to do that. But I would ask you please to spend time in the trade area with the companies who have given us their support. Thank you. Well, we are now at the conclusion of the opening ceremony. You're probably wondering what is coming next and where are you going to be fed. Well, we only have a short distance to travel, just across the footbridge, behind this auditorium, across the River Clyde, to the Museum of Science, where you would love to take your children because there are very many interactive exhibits. And knowing that you're pediatric dentists, you will enjoy playing with them also. But the question is, ladies and gentlemen, how will you get there across the River Clyde? I would suggest that you follow the band. Thank you.